So this is Say,
And I'm Ogre Boy.
and today we're going to talk about different types of fabrics for use on your body in the outdoors. The most important reason cotton means death is that when it gets wet, it does not hold any heat. In fact, it actually lowers the temperature of your body. So the one time where cotton does not mean death is in the hot-ass desert, where you can soak yourself, cool yourself down, and then it's a good thing. But in any other environment, if you get wet, you're going to freeze to death, and that's not a good thing. Right now, I'm dressed head to toe in 100 dinar death. Cotton, while it's fairly cheap, isn't as light as it could be. It is fairly abrasion resistant, but all in all means death.
The next thing we're going to talk about is fleece. So fleece is basically just another one of those. So now we're going to talk about wicking materials. The most widespread wicking material is going to be Coolmax. Other brands, let's say this company of shirt that I'm wearing, they make their own product line of wicking materials. Lots of companies make their own line of wicking materials. It's kind of like you have, no-name brand Gore-Tex. So it just wicks moisture away from your skin. Ultra thin, lightweight. It's the actual weave of the fabric. There's pockets that let air through and also somehow pull moisture away from your body. That's what makes it the wicking material. Long sleeve is better. Believe it or not, when it's hot out, the long sleeve, having the fabric on your arm, is actually going to pull the moisture away, and it'll actually keep you cooler than if you had short sleeves on. If you stop, it tends to get a little warmer. There's not as much wind. As you're moving around, you make enough wind to keep yourself cool with this. It also works the opposite when it's cold out. It'll actually keep you warm. And when it gets wet, it's still going to keep you warm. It works well layering. It's very thin, so you throw on a fleece, soft shell, something like that over the top of this, and you'll be very, very warm in pretty cool conditions. Probably you could probably wear that down to 45 degrees. I mean, it just depends on your body type. If you put long johns on underneath this, which a lot of long johns are basically the same kind of a material, they're more meant specifically to layer to keep you warm, but they wick. If you buy long johns or polypropylene underwear, you really want it to be wicking. That's something you want to look at for any clothing that's going to be next to your skin. Underwear, socks, shirts, pants if you can. If not, at least quick drying. These particular socks right here have Coolmax sewn into them so that they actually wick moisture away from your feet, thus keeping your feet drier while you're, getting them all hot and sweaty. Anything next to your skin, you'd like to be wicking material.
It's just amazing to me that a fabric can keep you both cool and hot when you need it. So I'm thinking that this is one of the two big runner-ups for your standard clothing material. The other being the quick dry material, which I'm going to demo shortly.
Yeah, this is actually good for around the city. Sometimes people look at you a little funny because it looks a little shiny and weird. Like you're going to go ride your bicycle for 50 miles or go running or something like that. But it's very comfortable. It's soft to your skin. Like I said, keeps you warm, keeps you cool. It's almost like it just depends on what you want, and it just does it. But it's really good for layering, like I said. So wear it around the city, wear it out in the woods, whatever it takes. But yeah, I love this stuff. I would get rid of all my t-shirts and everything and just wear this if I could. But it's kind of expensive, so.
So now we move on to quick drying materials. What I've decided is the materials of choice. Quick drying is a technical fabric. It's very similar to a wicking fabric. The purpose of a quick drying fabric is to dry quickly. I found that a lot of quick dry fabrics are a little bit more abrasion resistant than the wicking fabrics. Often you will find the terms wicking and quick dry used interchangeably or close to it. I think that both of these terms may actually be copywritten. The essential difference that we're using is that the wicking fabrics are designed to be very, very close to the skin to fill all the little crevices of skin and tend to be slightly spongy. Am I correct there, Overboy?
Slightly, yeah.
While the quick dry fabrics tend to be much thinner, usually intend to be worn loosely, they don't have a lot of extra surface area to pick up more moisture. One of the big benefits to quick drying materials over wicking materials is that wicking materials, the ones that I have worn, do not block any wind, while the quick dry materials do. I prefer the quick dry materials because, well, they feel a little bit more manly.
I feel with the quick dry, like something like this, it's meant to be open. It's got, you know, vents in the back, and there's this mesh business in there, you know, so it's supposed to let the air in. But
so they can see it.
yeah, see you got this big ventilation patch right here on your back. Okay, but you're gonna wear a backpack over the top of this, and I've worn these while hiking, and I get a giant wet spot on my back, and that spot cannot dry quickly because it is pressed between my back, which is sweating, and my backpack, which is foam, which will not breathe, so no air can get into there for this stuff to dry. So there's a big wet patch right on my back, which is alright as long as I'm moving around because the water's all heated up. But the second I stop or take my pack off, that instantly turns to icy cold water stuck to my back. And it's not going to dry quickly because it's a big old honking soggy patch. And for the most part, it kind of blows around. In order to get one that fits right, you have to get it a little extra loose, otherwise it doesn't. For some reason, you just can't get one that's sort of closer to your skin, kind of like this stuff. So I don't like it as much. It's too baggy. I feel like the buttons are always going to break. I don't know. It's an inferior product in my opinion to the Cool Max.